For this week's Waterfront tour, I thought it would be good to come down to these WaveDecks. This is one of 3 that have been built so far. 8 will be built by the time the whole project is finished in the next few years. This is one small part of the central waterfront plan. When it's done, not only will there be 8 of these WaveDecks, Queen's Quay, which is now 4 lanes, will be reduced to 2 lanes, and the 2 missing lanes will be turned into a promenade lined with trees and benches opening up to these WaveDecks in the water. A water's edge promenade will go along from well to the east, to the west, all the way past Parliament in the east. Of course, when you want to do something like a WaveDeck, and these are unique structures in the world, you invite all kinds of trouble with the City of Toronto. The City of Toronto has its own way of doing things, and that does not include this kind of what shall we say, undulating landscape. In other words, the City of Toronto prefers things when they're flat.
It's always a little challenging in that we tend not to do things that follow any of the city's standards for the most part, or at least they don't fall within the normal pockets of review protocols. So it's been challenging. There are some very open-minded people there, but the system as a whole tends to be one that wants to have predictability and certainty and base things on past precedent. So when you're building something like this, which has never been built anywhere in the world, let alone in Toronto, there's a lot of concern and a lot of extra research you end up having to do.
And if you think this WaveDeck isn't flat, wait till you see the other 2 at Reese and Simcoe Streets. They're even less flat than the one here at Spadina. So here we are now at the Reese WaveDeck. I think it's important to keep in mind that they're really not about anything except our own pleasure. It's really just to amuse us, to engage us, to give us pleasure, to give us a place to sit and think and look and see what's happening here at the waterfront. I guess ultimately the Waterfront Toronto's intention in building these 3 WaveDecks was to give us a hint of the potential of waterfront revitalization in Toronto. It is enormous. So here we are now at the Simcoe WaveDeck, the most dramatic of the 3. The fact that this thing got built is nothing short of an urban miracle. A little sign down here on the ground says, "Pay attention, steep slope." And indeed, these slopes are very steep. But it's such a remarkable feature on the landscape of the city down here at the waterfront that it kind of calls out for your attention as you're walking by. Of course, there's nothing much you can do about these old Wang and Dansky condos across the road short of dynamiting them, but I don't think that's going to happen soon. In the meantime, we have the Simcoe WaveDeck to distract us from the ugliness across the street. For thestar.com, I'm Christopher Hume.